Corey, who you got?
So, gotta say, New Orleans has started out a lot better than I thought they would. At 4-2. I mean, and honestly, the most surprising part, looking back at that, is the two losses. They lost pretty handily to Carolina, who has struggled of late, and they lost to the New York Giants, who are, we've talked numerous times already, are a bad football team. So it's honestly still hard for me to get a read on what exactly this Saints team is. Offensively, obviously the edge goes to Tampa Bay. I don't think there's an offense more loaded with skill position talent in the NFL, and I'm not sure there's one that's even close. I will say, though, that as mentioned earlier, the Saints trading for Mark Ingram, I think, is a sign that they're wanting to lean a little more heavily into the run game, take some pressure off of Jameis. Smart, because Jameis tends to do Jameis things, and that's rarely a good thing. So getting the ball out of his hands is always a good idea. Defensively, I'll say I got to give the edge to the Saints. Their defense is playing really well right now. And I know they've had a good defense for a number of years. My concern for them was what happened when the injuries started happening, because I don't think they have the same depth that they did previous seasons. But still fairly early in the season, they're still doing okay. Tampa's defense has played well lately, but then again, their last three games were against the Dolphins, Eagles, and Bears. So it's really hard to say that those performances really tell us much of anything other than they took care of three bad teams that they should have taken care of. Coaching, I gotta say it's a push. Sean Payton is he's a really good offensive coach. I think Bruce Arians is a really good offensive coach as well. So I would expect this game to come down to whether or not the Saints offense can keep pace with Tampa Bay's. I think being in New Orleans will help. I don't know that Jameis and the offense will be able to stay pace. I'm gonna go Tampa Bay, 30-21.
All right, Craig, Tampa Bay Buccaneers and New Orleans. Who you got?
Oh man, I really hope both teams. I wish there was a way both teams could lose. So I gotta pick somebody. Could be a tie, I guess. But offensively, yeah, I gotta go with Tampa Bay. Their offense is just out of control. They just have so many weapons, so many pieces on that offense that even when somebody gets hurt like Gronk, there's other players to come in and step up or get COVID or whatever it was. I think Antonio Brown had other players still step up and just make this offense like they're not missing anybody. So I think with Michael Thomas out, with the Saints, and really no wide receivers kind of stepped up to that number one role while he's been out. I guess Kamara is the guy, but I just can't really. And then Jameis Winston, he's playing pretty well. I think he's had 2 of his 3 games. He's had multiple touchdown games, so he's not throwing 30 interceptions. He's not right now, so he's playing pretty well. And they got the Saints rolling. They won the last 3 games in a row? Two games in a row. 2 games. But I don't know if I can really get a read on this team.
Right? Seattle and Washington.
Seattle and Washington, yeah.
Yep.
Seattle after they lost to the Giants. So I can't really get a read on this team because they played a Washington team that's not that good. And they could have lost that game. A couple of things here. They had that Hail Mary before the end of the half. That doesn't happen. Who knows what happens in that game? And they barely beat a Seattle team with Geno Smith. I get it was on the road, but so and in Tampa Bay, like they've won their last 4 games against teams that they're supposed to beat. Patriots, Dolphins, Eagles, Bears. So they're supposed to beat those teams. So I'm not really. I mean, you can't really snot them for that, for what they've been done, what they've been doing. But like, I don't know how to really take them as well, but I think offensively, Tampa Bay. Defensively, I'm gonna go. I kind of. I'm gonna go push. I gotta do a push. I was gonna go Saints, man, but I can't pick them. I gotta go push. I just think like the Bucks, the two teams that they played, two really good teams, they barely beat the Cowboys, won by a field goal, basically on a last second field goal, I believe. First game of the season, and that's the first game of the season is always tough to judge a team. And then they lost to the Rams. So the two tough quarterbacks they played kind of had two close games there. 1-1 could have lost both. So and it didn't look good at all in that Rams game. So and you look at the Saints, like they killed the Packers the first game of the season and held them to 3 points, and they made people question Aaron Rodgers. And then like they come back and they get smashed by the Panthers. They lose to the Giants, and then I mean the last two games, like I said, the Washington game and the Seattle game. I don't know what to say about those two games. So this is going to be a really tough test for both teams. I think both defenses are solid. I don't think the Bucs defense is playing anywhere near the way they played last year, especially bringing back everybody. Haven't really heard a lot out of Devin White at all this year. Like Barrett, like this team is just not the same. I know they have some injuries on their defensive roster, but like I don't know, man. It's tough. But I think this game is gonna show a lot because this team lost. I know they lost to the Saints last year twice in the regular season, and they came back and they beat them in the playoffs. So this is without Drew Brees there. So they still have the same coach, but Jameis Winston's there now playing quarterback. But the Bucs should win this game. Oh, coach, I gotta go, Sean Payton. Nope. You know what? I'm doing push again. Push again. Again. I think both head coaches are really good. They both know what they're doing. They both have Super Bowl, and I just think that this could be Sean Payton's best head coaching job or one of his best since the Super Bowl title, without his main go-to guy or his main guy playing quarterback. So. This could be a big win for them, and it could get them to 5-2, a half a game back behind Tampa. But it's in New Orleans. I'm leaning towards Tampa Bay winning this game. I just think I'm just going to take Tom Brady over Jameis Winston at this point, and I'm going 31. No, I'm going 34-28. Tampa Bay.
All right, okay. Corey done got me looking at injury reports now. But Tampa's got a long list, but so does the Saints. But I would give I got that. So right now, this is gonna be a very interesting pick. Who do I got? Tampa Bay Bucks and the Saints. This is gonna be a good game. I think it's gonna be interesting because you're right, Craig. The Saints have been given up down performances. You don't even know they have it. I think they're one of those teams without any identity, but they win games. Jameis isn't turning it over. So, but that's what happens when you sit behind Drew Brees, huh? You just learn a lot. So. Offense. I gotta go Tampa Bay. Even without Gronk, who I think had limited practice this week, Tom Brady is playing. I mean, he's playing out of this world. He's in the MVP conversation, and the way that he's going, I mean, he's on pace to win another MVP. That's the way it's looking like. To do this at this age and play at this high level, he joked around, said he's gonna play to 50. I hope he doesn't, but if he does, I'm like, come on, man, this isn't. You're on a different level. Like, anyway, that's a different conversation than how the NFL caters to quarterbacks. So I don't think he would have played that long if this was. If quarterbacks were allowed to get hit like they used to. and he said that on record. So I'm not crazy. He notices it too. Um, so I just because of him, I gotta give it. Gronk limited practice. OJ Howard limited practice. But I mean, this team is stacked. You still got Giovanni Bernard, who's he's this new James White, and this that role is perfect for Giovanni. That's what he does. He's a patch catching running back, and Tom loves that. Like, I just need you here. There you go. Do your thing. And then, of course, he has Chris Godwin. Defense, Craig, I don't think it's a push. I'm going to give the slight edge to the Saints because Tampa defense hasn't been that good this year. They've been stopping the run, but they pass defense is not good. And I think the Saints might expose that only because Kamara is that type of running back that they're going to probably implement a lot more in the passing game. And I think that's going to be a difficult matchup for Tampa Bay's defense. And Marshawn Lattimore is fully practiced. So, the Saints are looking like they're getting healthy on their defense again. And a healthy defense is maybe what you saw week 1. So that's why I kind of got to give the edge to the Saints on defense. Coaching. This is going to be a great coach. Both are old school coaches. I think Bruce Arians, is he from the Bill Cowher coaching tree? Corey? I got to look that up because
I would argue yes.
I think so. Yeah.
Because, I mean, he was technically under Chuck Pagano when he got his head coaching job.
Yeah.
But he
was the quarterback's coach underneath the Colts. So in 99 and 2000, and was that
Mora?
Jim Moore. Wow. That's if he wants to, because he was at Kansas City in 1989 and 92, but he's a great old school head coach. No nonsense. Do your job. He's gonna call you out, even if you're Tom Brady. He's called Tom Brady out a couple times, which I like. Keep people accountable. And then you have Sean Payton from the Parcells, another old school coach. They both have won Super Bowls. They're both really good with veteran quarterbacks, which that's a testament in itself, because it's hard to be a head coach to a veteran quarterback. People are like, oh, they're easy. They're not easy. They're not easy to deal with. If you can coach a veteran quarterback, I'm talking about look what Aaron Rodgers is doing. Aaron Rodgers now is like, I want out. That's how they are sometimes. Not all, but some veteran quarterbacks are like, no, you know who I am. So, and it's their right to do that, but they need a veteran coach. So they're both good. I'm gonna go push on that one. And the coaching job, Craig, you're right. Sean Payton's coaching job done this year is phenomenal. He has the Saints at 4-2 with Jameis Winston, who's not doing turnovers. So, I mean, he's good. They New Orleans Saints hit the nose on that, and hopefully, if they go to the playoffs this year, they can continue that Jameis Winston and Sean Payton relationship. This game is going to be interesting because I think Tampa has an easy schedule, but this could be a trap game for them. Not only because it's a divisional game and they're playing New Orleans, but they're playing in New Orleans, and New Orleans defense is good, and Tampa Bay they have shown that they can lose. They can get beaten by a good defense. So I'm gonna go upset here. I'm gonna pick the Saints. 31-24. Shocking win at Tampa Bay. Yeah. I think they're gonna do it. Only because I think their defense is, and the injuries on the offensive side of the ball for Tampa. But then after this, I think Tampa's gonna roll. I think it's gonna be a roll. But and it's a divisional game. They're very hard to Craig, you know this, man. We all know this, man. Divisional games are so hard to call, man. One team could be 1-5, one team could be 5-1, and they lose. It's like, how did you lose? How? You know?